Good morning. So, my name's Katie, for anyone that does not know me yet, and welcome to today's class. We will be started in a nice comfortable seat, so grabbing any props before you settle down, blocks, blankets, books, scarves, straps, anything that you feel would aid your practice, please go grab them now. We'll pause the video and then come back. But for everyone else, let's just find a nice comfortable seat. And comfortable for you is different for someone else. So make sure you find what is working best. So today I'm going to have your knees bent, sitting on your heels, but this is not for everyone. Excuse me. So if you want to come to a cross-legged position, or maybe your legs are fully extended, and we are going to sit up nice and tall. Feel yourself ground to the earth. Feel yourself rooted down. So even though I am sitting upon my heels, I'm still rooted to the earth below. No arching of your back here. Keeping that tail tucked under so your spine is nice and long. Shoulders drop down. Hands can be on the knees, palms facing down, palms facing up, or maybe you cradle them in your lap. Closing your eyes. And just start to settle into this space. Settle into your practice as I begin to turn on some music. Feeling the body start to release as we find ourselves in this space. The space of some stillness, the space of peace. And while we're sitting here, I want you to do a body scan. Take a look within and notice any places that you may be holding on to tension. Any places that you'd like to release from. So these areas may be superficial. They may be deep, but I want you to acknowledge that tension. And some of it, right now, we're only focusing on that physical tension. We'll work on mental, emotional tension a little bit, but here I want you to really just feel that physical tension. So maybe there's a clenching in the jaw, a furrowing up the brow. So let's notice the superficial tension to start, and let us try to soften and release anything that we can here in this moment. The deeper tension we need to work at. But the superficial tension, maybe it's just a dropping of the shoulders, something that you can release here. And once we begin to move that superficial tension out of the way, we can begin to focus on the deeper tension. Some of that could be accumulation of physical, mental, emotional tension, like a tightening in the hips tends to be more than a tight run. It could be that you're holding on to some tension emotionally that you have yet to let go of. So once we move and release and sweep the superficialness out of the way, we're able to dive a little bit deeper. And let's float up to the mind, noticing any mental tension up here. Whether it's chatter, to-do lists, any roadblocks that are happening. Let's grab that imaginary broom and sweep the space in the mind side to side, clearing it all out until you're left with a blank space, just you and your mat. Blank walls, blank ceiling, blank floor, just you here in your practice, letting everything else be swept away. Starting to bring more awareness to the breath. Feeling your natural breath slowly getting a little bit longer and deeper. And adding on any type of pranayama that feels good to you. Pranayama is our breath work. So if there is a form that is calling you today, most of the time we practice our Dirga breath, that 3-part belly breath, or maybe you want to layer on your Ujjayi breath. If you want to take a few moments of Anulom Vilom or Nadi Shodhana, whatever it may be. If you want some Kriya breath, have fun. But just do what you need in this space. Maybe you start to feel some of that deeper tension soften as our attention and our focus draws more towards the breath. It hasn't released, but it just softens. As you start to connect to the moment. So our breath is a moment. And we work our way through our days. We work our way through our lives, breath by breath, moment by moment. So when there are times that the mind starts to wander, any worries or anxieties try to come back in, or anything that takes us from the present, remember that your breath is your anchor. So allow yourself to come back to the focus on the inhale, to the focus on the exhale, to keep you here. Inhale, lengthen through the crown, sit up a little bit taller. Exhale, chin towards your chest, head falls forward, back stays straight. Breathe into the stress that we hold on to here, through the upper back, the back of the neck, maybe the base of the scalp. Lips fall forward as the jaw softens. And now you can begin some half neck circles, rolling one ear to one shoulder. Chin comes through chest, other ear to other shoulder. And just starting to roll side to side at your own pace. Adding any extra movements that the body might need. Pauses, breaths. Pausing the next time your chin comes through chest. Start to roll your chin back up. And pause here. Exhale. Inhale, sweep the hands up, connect with the palms. Exhale, lower your hands down to the heart. Take a moment here and set an intention for yourself. Set an intention for the practice ahead. What are you looking to get out of today? Where would you like it to lead you? Breathe into this intention. Set it in place within your heart. Alright, so if you're sitting upon your heels, send the weight to one side, and if your legs are crossed, extend them out. If your legs are extended, keep them there. So I want to start just with a forward fold because we're going to really work on opening up through the backs of our legs. So I just want a starting point to see at the end of practice where we come. Because remembering that we never force our way into a pose, there's always work, there's always breath. So this is just a great reminder that practice is important in that where we start is never where we end up. So take your hands framing your front leg. Inhale, lengthen through the crown, sit up nice and tall, flex those feet. Exhale, walk yourself down. And it may be really small. So as most of you know, I do these pretty early in the morning. It's 5:10. And I'm tight. Backs of my legs are tight. My lower back is tight. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, slowly walk. So it's not nose to knee. I like to think nose to toe. So we're staying long through the crown. And just notice where we are here. Notice any tension. And then we're going to do this towards the end of class just to see how we've progressed. Slowly start to walk yourself back. And let's make our way into a tabletop position. So shoulders on top of the wrists, hips upon the knees, neutral spine to begin. Inhale, let that belly fall, heart and tail lift. Exhale, curve the spine, tuck the hips, turn the gaze. Inhale, belly falls. Collarbones separate, shoulder blades pull together. If you like to hyperextend the neck, that's up to you. I try not to. I keep my neck pretty neutral. Exhale, curve the spine, tuck the hips, turn the gaze. So continuing through cow and cat at your own pace. And adding on any extra movement that the body might like. Once again, this is your practice. You move in whatever way feels true to you. But also when I say that, don't feel like you need to move your body in some way. If your body requires stillness, give it stillness. If it just loves the cow and the cat like mine is today, feel free to stay with the cow and the cat. On your next inhale, come back to stillness at a flat back. Extend the right toes straight back behind you. So they're in line with the hip, our belly's not dipping, and our hips are square, so we're not opening up to the side. You could stay here, both hands planted, or extend the left arm out by the ear. So that core is really strong. On the inhale, bring the elbow and the knee underneath, crunch the core around the spine. Exhale, straight out. Inhale, bend and meet. Exhale, out. Inhale, bend and meet. Exhale, out. Lower the left hand down, draw that right knee into chest, and bring the right foot down in between your hands. So, adjusting yourself because we're not going to have a lean forward of that hip to start. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, take one hand to your thigh and then the other. So if you notice, my right knee is directly in line with that right ankle. And if you shift back slightly, your left hip is on top of that left knee. So we have some beautiful right angles here. Tuck your tailbone under. Core is nice and strong. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Take your right hand to your left wrist. Lengthen through the left. So once again, we're not leaning forward. And exhale, start to take a side body stretch. Over to the right. Feel the lengthening in the left quad and the left hip flexor. Some nice deep breaths here. Don't hold. Inhale all the way up. Take your hands behind the head. So shoulders open, chest opens. Inhale, little lift of that heart. It can be so subtle. Exhale, turn your left elbow towards your right knee. So we're twisting into that front leg. Getting a little twist of the spine, gaze wherever's comfortable. Inhale, come through center, open up your heart slightly. Exhale, twist. Inhale through center. Exhale, twist. Hold here. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, come through center, sweep the arms up. Exhale, float the arms down. So here you can shift your left knee back slightly so you can have that lean forward, but still your right knee stays in line with that right ankle. Inhale, lengthen through the crown. Exhale, send the hips back, straighten your front leg coming towards a half split. Right hip pulls back, left hip draws forward. Inhale, lengthen. So notice the right toes, they stay lifted to the sky. If you need blocks or props to bring the earth to you, if you don't have any, you can take your hand to your leg. Inhale. Exhale. Begin to fold as much as you can into that right leg without forcing, always with breath. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, slight fold. feeling that stretch starting at the toes, coming through the back of the right leg. I feel it deep into this hip. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale. Come forward, plant the hands, lift the back knee. So now we're breathing into your low lunge. Once again, if you need to bring props, you can. I'm shifting my weight towards my left heel to lengthen through that left calf. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, straighten that front leg just as much as you can. Once again, the right hip is pulling back. Maybe the hands walk and fold. Inhale, come forward, find yourself in that lunge. Exhale, straighten and fold. Right hip pulls back, left hip pulls forward. We are rounding the spine here slightly. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, come forward, drop the left knee. Plant the hands, send the right foot all the way back behind you. And lower it down. Give yourself a little wiggle from side to side. Walk your hands up just a handprint. Spread your fingers nice and wide. Curl your toes under. Lift the hips. Take a down dog. Walk out your legs here. Bend one knee and then the other. Shoulders away from the ears. Drop your knees. Find yourself into a table. Adjusting yourself so the shoulders are right upon those wrists. Send the left toes straight back. Once again, your hips are square, your core is strong. Right arm out by the right ear if that's in your practice. Inhale, elbow and knee come to meet underneath, rounding the spine, crunching the core. Exhale out. Inhale, bend and knee. Exhale out. Inhale. Exhale. Drop the right hand down, hug the left knee into the chest, and plant your left foot down. So adjust yourself so that once again, the left knee is on top of the left ankle and want the right hip on top of the right knee. So take one hand to your thigh and then the other. You're lifting up, making sure that you have those beautiful right angles or just whatever feels best. Hips are square, tucking that tailbone under, core is strong. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Left hand to the right wrist, lengthen through that right. Inhale, exhale, start to lean towards the left. So you're really rooting through this right leg, getting a side body stretch, as well as stretching through that right hip flexor. Big inhales and exhales, don't lose your breath. And notice if you're popping your left hip out, try and keep those hips square. Inhale, come up through center. Take the hands behind the head. Open up the heart. Elbows splay out. Inhale, gently turn your gaze. Exhale, twist the right elbow towards the left knee. Inhale through center. Open up that heart. Exhale, twist. Inhale through center. Open up. We're going to hold in that twist. Inhale and exhale. Getting that nice twist in the spine. Inhale, come through center. Lift the arms. Exhale, float the hands down. Shift that left foot forward slightly so that you can come to a little bit more of an angle of that back hip. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, straighten that front leg. Walk the hands back. Come towards a half split. Left hip pulls back, right hip pulls forward. Flexing through that left. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come forward. Left knee on top of that left ankle. Plant your hands, curl the back toes, and lift the back knee. Press into your right heel so you're getting a bit of a calf stretch. Bringing any props that you might need for the earth to come to you. Inhale here. Exhale, straighten your front leg as much as you can so the left hip is pulling back, right hip is pulling forward. We have a wider stance and that's okay. Folding over. Inhale, forward, come to that lunge. Exhale, straighten. Inhale, forward. Exhale, straighten. Come forward, drop the right knee, send the left foot all the way back. And lower it down. Walk the hands up, just a handprint. Spread those fingers, curl the toes, find your down dog. Shoulders away from the ears. Hips up nice and high. Pedaling out those feet some more. Inhale, come forward, high plank, drop the knees. Release into the tops of the feet, shoulders roll down, crease of the elbows face the top of your mat. Lower all the way down. Hands are by the ribs, elbows squeeze in, shoulders drop. Inhale, baby cobra. Gaze stays on the bridge of the nose, the back body is doing most of the work. Feet press down, thighs press down. Don't lose that lower body. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Shoulders drop, really using and engaging everything but the hands. Exhale, down. Inhale, come through a table. Exhale, down dog. Inhale the left toes to the sky. Open up that hip. Bend the left knee, left foot flexes. Couple of ankle circles here, but check your shoulders. So you don't want to be turning. You want those shoulders to stay as square as you can. Lifting that left knee up high. Come high up onto the right toes. Exhale, drop the right heel. Inhale, lift the heel. Exhale, drop it. Inhale, lift. Exhale, drop. Start to rock yourself forward into a plank. Maybe come up onto those right toes. Left knee in towards your chest. Look in between the hands and plant that left foot down. So getting it forward however you need. The right heel is going to drop. The toes are going to turn in. We're going to pinwheel our arms all the way back into a reverse triangle. So inhale, lengthen. Exhale, sweep the right arm all the way over. Straighten the front leg. Right hand drops. Left fingers lift. So now check yourself here. Is your right hip popping forward? Keep that right hip back and sliding down your right leg. But don't hold your belly bridge here. So a lot of directions I'm giving. Hips are tucked. Right hip is back. Feeling the energy shining in through those left toes, side body, all the way to the left fingertips. And maybe your right hip is popping back. Once again, hips try to square. Breathing. Inhale, float your arms to the horizon. Look out in front of you. Reach, 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 reach. So the ribs come upon that left thigh. Notice your right hip. Is it pulling forward? Pull it back. Imagine you're between two planes of glass. You're so flat. Lowering that left hand down to its working place. Right fingers up. Gaze may follow. You may use props here to bring the earth to you once again. But here's the deal. If you're lowering down and your heart is closing because you want to touch the earth, you want to stay nice and flat. So body alignment tells us my right hip is pulling forward, I'm hunched, I'm not getting my full breath, I'm thinking too much about this pose. Lifting up, become more body aware, nice and flat. Right hip has pulled back, full capacity in the breath. Releasing all ego and just be. Be where your body wants to be. Engage your core, lift all the way up. Take your hands to the heart. Heel toe your back foot in as much as you can, just so that we can turn our body over that left. So the hips are squaring, We're going to come once more into that fold. Your right toes have a bit more of an angle here. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, start to hinge forward. Keeping those hips nice and square. Working your way towards a flat back. Shoulders drop down. Feeling that nice stretch in the back of that left leg. You could stay here, or maybe bring your hands to the leg or hands to the floor, as long as your back is staying flat. We don't want to round here. Not yet. Now you can round, slight bend to that left knee to bring your hands to the floor if they're not. We're going to kick our right foot up into a standing split. So walk those hands slightly out in front of that left foot. My left knee has a bend. The right leg is kicking up as high as it can. The hip opens as I bring my forehead towards my leg. Inhale. Exhale, right foot comes down towards the left. Find yourself in a fold. Soft bend to those knees. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, roll yourself all the way up. Sweep the hands with it. Connect at the palms, lower your hands to the heart. Close your eyes here. Check in with yourself. Notice if any chatter's returned in the mind. Breathe it away. Come back to your breath. Remembering that it is okay for the mind to wander. We're human. But find that anchor of your breath. Inhale, sweep the hands up. Exhale, swan dive. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, send the feet back. Find yourself in that plank. Knees up or down as you lower all the way. Release into the tops of your feet. Elbows squeeze in. Walk your hands down a little bit more. Shoulders drop. Inhale, baby cobra. You could press into those palms. Press into the fingertips. Shoulders drop down. Slight bend to those elbows. Heart is open. Couple of nice breaths in your cobra. Keep that lower body connected to the earth. Don't just let it flow. Lowering down. Inhale through a table. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, the right toes up. Shoulders drop. Open up that right hip to the side. Keep those shoulders square. A couple of ankle circles here. Inhale high into the left toes. Exhale, drop the left heel. Inhale. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift high onto those toes. Draw the right knee into chest. Lift in between the hands. Plant that right foot down. Turn your left heel down, toes float in. 45-degree, we're finding our way into that reverse triangle. So inhale, lengthen. Exhale, pivot that left arm all the way behind, straighten that front leg. Left hand drops, right hand up. So again, our hips are square. We're nice and long, reaching long from those toes to the side body, out of those fingertips. And check your left hip if you're popping it back to lower on that leg. Keep the hips nice and square and letting the top half float down. Breathe in. Inhale in. And exhale. Inhale, come back to the horizon. Looking out front of your front fingers. Reach, 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 reach. So the ribs are coming upon that thigh. Check your left hip if it's pulling forward. Pull it back. Reach a little bit longer. Lowering that right hand down to the right leg or maybe to the earth, wherever it is that you can stay flat in between two planes of glass. Left fingers are up to the sky. And check your right shoulder so we're not sinking in. We are pressing through. If you're looking for a little bit more oblique engagement, bringing that right hand palm facing out. And you may notice a difference from one side to the other, appreciating and honoring all the differences in the body. Inhale, engage that core, lift all the way back up. Take your hands to your heart. Heel toe that back foot in so we can square our hips. Your left toes will turn slightly in, turning our body over that right leg. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, start to hinge forward. The right hip is pulling back, left hip is pulling forward, finding yourself to that flat back, staying here with the hands to the heart. Breathing, feeling the lengthening in the back of that right leg. If your hands can drop to the floor, to your leg, to a block, but we want to keep that back flat to start. We're not folding in. And now soft bend to that right leg so you can bring your fingertips out in front of your foot. We're going to come into that standing split. So sending that weight onto your right foot, kick the left foot up. The hip's going to open as you bring your forehead towards your right leg. Inhale. Exhale, slowly lower the left foot down to meet the right. Stay in your fold and walk out your legs here, so bend one knee and then the other. And now plant both feet down. We're going to walk our hands under our feet. So your toes are going to come to where the wrists and the palms meet. Deep bend to your knee. So the belly is sitting upon the thighs. Inhale, turn the gaze out in front of you. On the exhale, start to straighten the legs. Your feet are going to press into your palms. So you get a nice stretch all the way from the hands, to the arms, shoulders, back, lower back, legs. Everything is stretching here. Inhale, bend the knees, belly towards the thighs. Exhale, straighten. Inhale, bend the knees. Exhale, straighten. Slowly walk your hands out. Soft bend those knees as you roll all the way back. Sweep the hands with it. Exhale, hands come to the heart, close your eyes. Take another moment here, check in with yourself, reconnect to the moment. Inhale, sweep the hands up. Exhale, swan dive. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, send the feet back, drop the knees, child's pose. So release to the tops of the feet, hips go back towards the heels, knees together or separate, forehead drops, arms are wherever's comfortable. Inhale, start to lift the torso up. Send your weight to one side, sweep your legs around out front. All right, so let's find ourselves in a cross-legged position. Bring the left foot in front of the right. Hips stay square, connected to the earth. So if, as we fold forward, your hips start to pull off, pull back slightly so that those hips can stay connected. Fingertips are down, inhale. Exhale, start to walk yourself forward, feeling a nice stretch in the lower back as well as the outer left hip maybe. Inhale, walk yourself up. extend that left leg out. So we're making a figure four. That right leg is going to pull in. Pull that left hip back, framing that front leg. Inhale. Exhale, walk yourself down. So again, nose to toes, not nose to knee. We're staying long, flat back. Shoulders away from the ears. Walk yourself up. We're going to come to that seated position. So the right leg is in front of the left. Hips are connected. Fingertips are down. Inhale. Exhale, walk yourself down. Inhale up, extend that right leg out. Left leg comes to that figure four. Right hip pulls back, you're nice and square. Right toes lift. Inhale, frame that front leg, lengthen through the crown. Exhale, fold over. Breathing into it. Inhale, walk yourself up, extend both legs out, feet are flexed. So just like we did at the beginning of practice, let's see how we progressed. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, walking yourself down. So you may notice a big difference, you may notice a subtle difference, but whatever it may be, notice it. You may feel like you haven't physically moved, but you've moved your energy around. You've released emotionally, but pretty sure we've all released a little bit more physically. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, folding. And it's okay if you give a gentle tug. So gentle is always best. We don't want to force ourselves into anything, but we can help guide ourselves into things. Slowly walking yourself up. And let's, I'm going to turn to the side, bend the knees, plant the feet. Begin to scoot your tush forward, walk yourself down. Knees are bent, feet are planted. Press into the feet, lift the hips up, find yourself into a bridge. Tucking your chin towards your chest, shoulders are down. You could keep your hands connected to the earth. You could interlace the fingers if you do, walking one shoulder under and then the other. Your hips will lift up a little bit higher, appreciating the belly breath. Releasing your hands, rolling up onto your tiptoes, lowering down one vertebrae at a time. Once your lower back meets the earth, drop your knees to the right. Arms can float out to a T, gaze over that left. Inhale up. Exhale, knees to the left. Gaze can look over the right. Inhale those knees up. Draw one knee in towards your chest, and then the other. Gently rocking side to side. Inhale, bring the forehead up to meet the knees. Make a tight little ball. Exhale, start to release one leg out, and then the other, lowering the back down. Arms walk out of the shoulders, palms face up, closing your eyes. Just begin to melt into this space once again. Melt into the stillness. Just lying here, feeling everything relax. Feeling everything soften from the tips of your toes to your legs, hips. Belly is nice and soft as the fingertips relax. Shoulders melt down. Jaw releases. And the third eye softens. Begin to deepen your breath. Slowly coming back to the present. Wiggling fingers, wiggling toes, rolling wrists and ankles. A gentle rock of your head from side to side. Slowly begin to make your way to your right side using one arm as a pillow, placing the other hand over your heart and pausing here. Embrace the mystery of life. You don't need to know everything in your head. You don't need to figure everything out. You don't need an instruction sheet or a set of rules. You don't need all the answers. Let yourself experience life. Hang on to the handlebars when you must, but as much as possible, put your hands in the air and enjoy the ride. Feel everything you need to feel along the way. Feel the fear, the joy, the exhilaration. Feel the wind in the hair and the sun on the shoulders. Feel the vitality of life surge through you. See vitality and life in all that's around you. Watch the magical journey of your life unfold with all of its ups and downs. Feel the awareness surge up from deep within. Grasp the insights that come. Grab the brass ring whenever you can. Embrace the mystery of life. Embrace the mystery and magic of you. Begin to come to your last seated position. Finding hands to heart center with a gentle bow to your head. In this moment, send yourself some love, or maybe you embrace that magic and mystery of you a little bit more. Sending some love and gratitude to all those practicing with you today and sharing their energy. Inhale, sweep the hands up. Connecting at the palms, lower your hands down to the heart, praying to always love compassionately. Bring the thumbs to the lips, praying to always speak truthfully. Finishing off with the thumbs to the third eye, praying to always see clearly. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. As always, I miss you, and I hope you have a wonderful day, a wonderful week.